walked in darkness, my home was the night. Then you came into my life, showed me brilliant light. 'Cause you radiate, you fill my heart again, a grace that never ends. I know that you with me, take me to a new horizon. I've never known a joy so vibrant. Your love is where I found my life in, and you glow in my heart. You glow in my heart. You glow in my heart. You glow in my heart.
Ever since I've known your love, you turned my life around. Ever since I saw your heart,
My feet can't touch the ground. 'Cause you radiate, you fill my heart again, a grace that never ends. I know that you with me, take me to a new horizon. I've never known a joy so vibrant. Your love is where I found my life in, and you glow in my heart. And you glow in my heart. You glow in my heart. Cause you radiate, you fill my heart again, a grace that never ends, and you glow in my heart. And you glow in my
6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ground zero! Hello, everybody. Welcome to Ground Zero. It's so good to be with you here tonight, friends. Whether you're here in this room with us right now or you're online, Lakeville, Rochester, Wayzata, I see you. So glad that you're here with us. Ground Zero, are you excited to be here tonight? That was probably the best noise I've ever heard in my life. Hey, my name is Josh. If you're new here, this is Madison. Everybody say hi, Madison. Oh, we're gonna do some singing together. We're gonna worship Jesus. Thank Him for who He is and what He's doing in our life. Would you please join me? Stand on up. Let's do some singing together. Ground Zero. Come on. Are you ready? Do you remember how to jump? Try this with me like this. Ready? You got it. Keep jumping. All right, we sing.
You make the darkness run and hide. You bring the broken back to life. Only you can.
Yeah, let's clap. Come on.
You set me free from every chain. You fill my soul to praise. Only you can.
Come on, sing.
Jesus, you're the only reason that I'm even breathing. I am wide awake.
Yeah.
My heart beats only for your glory. My hands reach out for you to hold. My soul sings, Father, you are holy. My feet dance to your rhythm, your rhythm. Every beat is calling, every beat is calling. We jump, jump.
I see you. Thank you.
You left the glory of your throne to bring this runaway back home. Only you can.
You know it?
You give me love, you give me life, you keep me dancing through the night. Only you can, only, come on. Heart beats only for your glory. My hands reach out for you to hold. My soul sings, Father, you are holy. My feet dance to your rhythm, your rhythm. Every beat is calling, every beat is calling out your name. Sounds good, come on. Every beat is calling, every beat is calling out your name.
Let's get those big skull claps like this. Oh, yeah!
Jesus, you're the only reason that I'm even breathing. I am wide awake. Come on. Your mood, your freedom is consumed. I feel you rushing through. I'll never be the same. My heart beats only for you. My hands reach out for you to hold. My soul sings, Father, you are holy. My feet dance to your rhythm, to your rhythm. Every beat is calling, every beat is calling out your name. Oh, every beat is calling, every beat is calling out your name. One more time, let me hear you. Every beat is calling.
Yeah, Ground Zero, make some noise tonight for Jesus. Come on.
There is a light I wanna let shine, a light for you to tell the world of your truth. for you. Over here, come on.
Shine for you.
We're gonna shine for you. You guys got it, come on. We're gonna shine for you. Last time, let me hear you loud. We're gonna shine for you, and nothing is better than living in your love, free forever. Shine for you, and nothing is better. I'm gonna sing it out. Free forever. We're gonna shine for you, and nothing is better than living in your love, free forever. Shine for you, and nothing is better. I'm gonna sing it out. Free Ground Zero, let's pray together. Jesus, we are so thankful for who you are and the way that you love each and every single one of us, Jesus. Thank you for this time when we get to come together and lift up your name, Jesus. Would you be with us, and would we have so much fun? We give you the rest of our night. We pray this in your name. Amen. Everybody, please welcome your pastor, John Zelderust. Woo!
Ground Zero, what is up? Welcome back from Thanksgiving. I missed you all last week. Hey, I want to know how much Thanksgiving food you ate. And here's how you can tell me. The louder you yell, the more Thanksgiving food you ate, all right? So on the count of three, I want you to yell for as much Thanksgiving food as you ate. Online, just like just slam your hand on the keyboard and that'll help me know how much food you ate. On the count of three, yell for how much food you ate, and then whoever ate the most, you're my best friend forever, all right? Here we go. 1, 2, 3. All right, you are my best friend forever. Well done. Ground Zero, seriously, I missed you guys. I like hanging out with you every single week. If you're brand new and you're like, who are you? Why do you make people scream? My name is John. I'm your student pastor. This is what we do every week. We yell, and then we yell some more, but we also like to have some fun. So we hang out in the lobby. We play some games. We come in here. We sing songs to Jesus. We worship like we just did. And then we go through the rest of the night. And we have some small groups, which is the best thing we do here. It's a time where you get to hang out with people who are your same grade, your same gender, talk about everything you learned in this place. We also have a message that is written just for middle school students. So if you're in middle school, they're gonna be speaking your language, all right? This is middle school only. No high schoolers allowed, no elementary kids in here, just middle schoolers for you. And then last but not least, we like to have a little bit of fun here every single week. And to do that, what do? Does anyone remember? It's been too long. That's right, stage game. You're right, you got it. So here's a stage game tonight. Actually, instead of me telling you, someone much smarter and more handsome than me will tell you. Everyone, can you say, hey, Noah, what's up? What's up, Noah?
What's up?
Noah. Is your mic on?
It should be.
It is
There
on,
There
yes.
it is.
Look at that, technology is beautiful. Noah, can you explain the game tonight?
Yeah, so
Who's
tonight,
playing first? Who's playing?
all of us.
Everyone.
So everybody stand up.
You're in. If
All
you're
right.
here, you're playing.
I think we've played something like this before.
Yeah,
right?
something similar.
Yeah. So we're playing higher or lower with world records.
Yeah, weird records, higher or lower.
So if you think the record is higher, let's put our hands up. If you think the record is lower, hands down. And then in a couple rounds, we'll pick some of you guys to come up on
Yes.
stage.
So there's gonna be a weird record. You're gonna look at the screen. It's either, you gotta guess if it's higher than what they're saying or lower than what they're saying. So they're gonna be like, how many, unicorns have learned to fly? If they say 5 and you think it's higher, you put your hand up. If you think I think it's real things. It's not unicorns, but it's like real stuff. And then if you get it wrong, you take a seat, all right? If you get it right, you stay in and you cheer. So let's see what the first one is. The most toothpicks stuck in a beard. Do you think it's higher than 2,000 or lower than 2,000? If you think it's higher, hand up. If you think it's lower, hand down here. I guess like jazz hands.
John, what do you think?
I could see 2,000. If you've seen some of the beards people have, like I'm thinking Duck Dynasty, like you could fit a.
I'm wondering how big the toothpicks are.
Yeah.
If they're
Are
small
these regulation
toothpicks,
toothpicks or are
yeah.
these baby? Yeah.
Are these official standard
Yeah.
size toothpicks?
All right, let's see. Is the answer higher or lower? I'm going higher. I was right. Higher. 3,000 toothpicks.
Those are small toothpicks.
Yeah, these are not regular. These are regular. Are these regulation? There's no way.
Absolutely not.
Okay. Let's see the next one. Most watermelons chopped with a machete on top of someone's stomach in 1 minute. What? 43. Noah, would you let me chop a watermelon with a machete on top of your stomach?
Depends on what, no, I don't think so.
No,
I don't think so.
The answer was no.
I would
went
say it's
higher
no,
or lower? You're going lower?
After one, your guy's stomach is split open.
I'm just
You're
scared
not
for
cutting anymore.
This is a lot of trust. All right, who's going higher? Who's going lower? Let's see. Is this lower? Or just like your hands are too tired to put up? Okay, I'm going lower. Let's see, what's the answer? It's lower, 25, which is still way too many watermelons for me to feel comfortable with. Yeah.
25 too many.
I'm very scared for that whole situation. Okay, next one. Most t-shirts worn at once, 375? There's just no way. 375. I'm going lower. I'm going lower. What do you think? Higher?
Go higher. I've seen some YouTube videos.
All right, this is the one.
I think
All right.
higher.
Whoever wins this is the new student pastor, right?
I don't know if that's,
Okay.
that's a little too much responsibility.
Let's see. It's lower. I keep my job. Yes. Sorry to go. Good luck. Good run at it, but not this time. All right. Who's still left? Who's left? You come up on stage. You in the back, come up on stage. Pink shirt, come up on stage. Come up on stage. Come up on stage. You're up. Come on up. Come on up. Okay, whoever they're pointing at, come on up. You're the last one. You're the last one. Hold on 1 second for those. Come on up. All right. All right. We got a crowd, so I just want to know your name and your grade quick. Name and grade. We got Evelyn, and Evelyn, what grade are you in? 6th grade. Everyone cheer for Evelyn. Say, what's up, Evelyn?
Evelyn.
Sophia, and what grade are you in, Sophia? She's a 7th grader. Say, what's up, 7th grader, Sophia?
What's up, Sophia?
Name? Quinn. And Quinn, what grade are you in? 6th grader Quinn. Everyone say, what's up, 6th grader Quinn?
Let's go, Quinn.
Name? Josh, and grade? 6th graders. They're all 6th graders. Let's go, 6th graders. What's up, 6th grader, Josh? Name? Eli, and Eli, what grade are you in? 7th graders. Okay, Eli, 7th grade. What's up? Name? Monroe, and Monroe, what grade are you in? 6th grader Monroe. What's up, 6th grader Monroe? Mac, and Mac, what grade are you in? 7th grade Mac. Everyone say, what's up, Mac? And last but not least, Julia, and she's a 7th grader. Everyone say, what's up, Julia, 7th grader? 8th grade. Is anyone in 8th grade here tonight? If you're in 8th grade, okay, sorry. I didn't pick you, I'm sorry. I'm gonna apologize now.
4 of them.
Here's how this is gonna work.
We have 4 8th graders.
4 8th graders here. I should have brought all 4 of them up. All right, anyways, maybe they just didn't make it to this round.
Yeah.
All right, here's what you're gonna do for this round. If you think it's higher, you give me a double thumbs up, all right? Double thumbs up. I need to see your excitement in it. If you think it's lower, double thumbs down. Double thumbs down. You got it? All right, let's see what it is. Most stairs walked by a dog balancing a glass of water. I think 0. That's impossible. There's no way that can work. All right, thumbs up if you think it's higher, thumbs down if you think it's lower. I can barely walk upstairs balancing a glass of water. There's no way a dog can do it. Okay. You got your answer locked in? Let's see. What is it? I'm going higher, though, because it's so ridiculous. It's got to be. Is it higher or lower? Let's see. It was higher. Wait, 10 stairs up, 10 stairs down. All right, higher it is. It's higher. If you didn't get higher, you can take a seat. If you didn't get higher, you can take a seat. If you said lower, I'm sorry, you got to take a seat. We're down to 4. Down to the final 4. All right, let's see the next one. Longest distance being dragged by a horse while on fire. Oh, no. Why are these all so scary? How does anyone survive these things? Longest distance being chopped by a machete while on fire. Okay. Higher or lower? What do you think? Higher or lower? Everyone's going lower? No one's going higher. He's committing. Okay. This could be it. This could be the moment. Let's see. Is it higher or lower? I'm going lower. Higher! Oh! Smart. Always bet against the crowd. Okay. He went off on his own. You are the winner, and your prize is you get these M&Ms, and you get to be dragged by a horse while on fire for 800 feet. So if you can head out back, there's a horse waiting for you. There's not. No. Hey, good job.
From large group to small group.
Noah, thank you. Everyone give Noah one more round of applause. If there's anyone I would trust to chop a watermelon with a machete on me, it would be Noah. So thanks, Noah. All right, hey, Ground Zero. I just got one announcement today. Thanksgiving is over, which means Christmas is here, all right? Christmas is here. And we like to celebrate Christmas here at Eagle Brook as well, at Ground Zero. And we have a huge party called Festival of Festiveness, and it is in 2 weeks. If you're brand new, if you've never seen one before, or if last Christmas was just like a really long time ago and you can't remember a year back, we have a video, so check it out. This is what it looks like. Check out the side screens. Festival of Festiveness. It's happening December 15th, so that's not next week, that's 2 weeks from now. So please do not dress up next week. Well, I guess you can, but do not dress up with Christmas themed until the 15th. Here's the things you need to know. There is a costume contest, and this is your chance to go all out. So if you were ever worried about anyone saying like, I don't know if that costume is cool or not, no one can judge you on Christmas. It's one of the like inherent rules, all right? So you can wear whatever you want. The coolest costume is gonna win a prize, so go all out, like all out. And you got 2 weeks to figure it all out. Dress up in your greatest costume. Don't make one of the GZ party mistakes and wear your costume next week. Wait 2 weeks, the 15th. Invite your friends. This is a great opportunity. Who doesn't like Christmas? Is anyone here not like Christmas? No, there's no one. Put your hand up. Everyone loves Christmas, all right? Everyone loves Christmas. And so this is a great chance to invite your friends to come hang out at church, get to know what we do here. And really, I mean, Christmas is all about the first half of that word, Christ. And so this is a great chance for you to say like, hey, if you wanna know about what we do at church, about who Jesus is, about kind of the whole idea of this holiday, why don't you come hang out with me? We're gonna have a ton of fun. We're gonna talk about some cool things, and then we just get to hang out with friends. So you all, I wanna encourage you, this is a chance for you to invite people into what we do here at Ground Zero, to learn about Jesus and who he is and what he does. And last but not least, we decorate the whole lobby. We have a ton of fun, and we hand out candy. Everyone's gonna get some candy walking away from here, all right? So that's what I got for you, Ground Zero. Mark is gonna come out and speak in just a second. Before he does, though, I just wanna encourage you, don't be distracted. Don't be distracted by anything around you, and don't be a distraction to anyone else. Don't take away from anyone else's experience. This is a message written for you. I believe there's something in it for you. Check out these videos. Ground Zero, it's good to be back with you. Missed you all. I'll see you next week.
Sharing stories, making noise, going crazy, catching up with some good friends. Get ready, let's go back to ground zero, back to ground zero, back to ground zero. Hey! Back to ground zero, back to ground zero, back to ground zero. Hey! Hey! Back to ground zero, back to ground zero, back to ground zero. Hey!
What up, what up, what up, what up, what up, what up? Ground Zero. This is it. Another Wednesday night. Welcome to everybody who's at one of our campuses. And hey, to all of you who are watching along on YouTube, either right now in the moment or maybe sometime later in this week. But hey, if you are watching live, just drop a comment. Where are you watching? We just like to know that. We like to see that. So we're so glad that you're here. My name is Mark. I'm your middle school teaching pastor. And I hope that you had a great Thanksgiving, the turkey, the stuffing, the pie, all that good stuff. But it's Christmas season. I heard you guys go nuts here at Lino when John said it's Christmas season. Come on, can I hear some noise for that? Yeah, that's right. We're pumped. So make sure to mark your calendars, December 15th, Festival of Festiveness. That's gonna be incredible. All right, well tonight, we're continuing the series we've been in called Choose Your Character. How many gamers do we have here tonight? Yeah, and how many of you like, specifically, when it comes to gaming, you like Nintendo? Like that's your jam. Like old school NES or new school, Switch. I have a Nintendo Switch myself. And I actually have what's called a Mii character. So on Nintendo, you can create a Mii. It's this little guy that's like designed right after you, who you are, what you look like. So you guys wanna see my Mii? How did I do? That's pretty good, right? I mean, the glasses, thank you, yeah. It's pretty, I can see the resemblance, all right? But I mean, me's are cool and everything, but what's cooler than having an actual video game character designed after yourself, right? So I asked Miles, the guy that made the transition video that you guys just watched, I asked him to actually design and make me a video game character, and here it is, check it out. There I am, just walking my goat. I mean, I gotta hear the goat scream one more time, come on. Yeah, let's go. What do you think? It looks pretty good, right? I don't know. I think it's awesome. Miles, thank you so much for creating that, man. So in this series, though, we are talking about character. But what exactly is that? It's not so much who we are on the outside, how we dress, what we look like. It's more about what we are like on the inside. Character is just this. It's who you really are and how you really act. And so in this series, we're trying to choose our character. We're trying to choose what we are going to be like. But the good news is we don't just have to try to figure that out on our own. God gives us character that he wants us to have. He wants us to be like him and build our character his way. And tonight, we are choosing to add this to our character, and it's courage. So in the book of Joshua, in the Bible, God says this. He says, "This is my command. Be strong and," say it, "courageous. Do not be afraid or discouraged, for the Lord your God is with you wherever you go." Courage is so important to God that he actually commands us to have it. But why is courage so important? Well, this is why right here. It takes courage to follow Jesus. It takes courage to live God's way in life. The truth is, it's a lot easier to just be like everyone else. But God asks us to be different. If you are a follower of Jesus, if you would call yourself a Christian, then your life should look different than somebody who doesn't follow Jesus. Like if I took your life and did like a side-by-side comparison to somebody else's life who doesn't know God, who doesn't follow Jesus, would it look any different? Because it should. The way that you act, the way that you talk, the things that you think about, the things that you watch, what you care about, what you give your time to, it should be different. And to live that way, it takes courage. Because the pressure to just be like everyone else is a very real pressure. It's like this current that we can just kind of get swept into. And swimming in the opposite direction that everyone else is going takes courage. It's hard. Living God's way, following Jesus takes real courage. And not only that, it doesn't just take courage to live for God. It takes courage to do the things that God is gonna ask you to do in your life. God will ask you to do things. He has plans for you. He has things that he wants to do through you, and they are going to take courage. So God calls, he commands each of us to be strong and courageous, to boldly and bravely live for Jesus and live life his way. So tonight, what we're gonna do is we're gonna look at two truths to help us live a more courageous life. And the first one is this right here. Courage is taking action even when you are afraid. So I think a lot of us have this idea that in order to be a courageous person, you can never be afraid. We probably get this from the movies we watch where our favorite heroes, superheroes or whatever, just sort of stare danger in the face and they don't even bat an eye at it. Or I don't know, I get this from videos that I watch online. I love People Are Awesome videos, and people do these crazy things. They jump off of skyscrapers and they hold venomous snakes and they do amazing stunts with bikes and snowmobiles, and it seems like it doesn't faze them at all. And it gives us this idea that they don't experience fear, right? And that means that if I have experienced fear, then I must not be a very courageous person. But that's just not true. So when we feel afraid, when we experience fear, this is actually because God wired us this way. So what we're gonna do right now is we're gonna put our scientist hats on for a second and we're gonna look at our brain. Yeah, A lot of you are doing that here at Lions. Put your scientist hat on. We're gonna look at our brain. The brain is a fascinating thing. And inside your brain, there's this little almond-shaped piece called the amygdala. And when you are afraid, your amygdala, it lights up and it sends adrenaline surging through your body, and you react almost instantaneously to whatever situation is in front of you, right? And this is what scientists would call the fight or flight response. And I'll give you an example of each of these, okay? So the fight response is kind of like this. One night, my wife and I got invited over to a friend's house for a movie night. And so we're watching a movie down in the basement when Colleen, my friend, hits pause and says, does anybody want popcorn? And we all said, yes, we want popcorn, because of course you need popcorn when you're watching a movie. So she goes upstairs, and one thing that I know about my friend Colleen is that she scares very easily. She's one of those people that startles, really easily. And so this was a perfect opportunity. She had left the room. She's not gonna be expecting it. So I kind of hid around the corner right by where the stairs come down, and I heard the door creak open, and I heard her start coming down the stairs, right? And she turned the corner, and I just went, yeah! If you ever want to scare someone, just make a really high-pitched, sudden screeching noise, yeah! And this is what Colleen did. Bam! Hit me on the head with the popcorn bowl. The popcorn spilled everywhere, and now I have a headache, okay? That is the fight response from the amygdala, right? And this is the flight response right here. She's like, oh no, run away. I mean, bubbles are scary, I guess. If you're a little girl, I don't know, bubbles. That's the flight response. It's like, just run away. Get as far away as possible, all right? Well, the point is that this is how our brain is wired. Every single one of us experiences fear in life. We have this initial response where we feel afraid. And God has given us this for a reason, to help keep us safe. But the problem is sometimes that fear causes us not to do the things that God wants us to do, or it causes us not to live the way God wants us to live, because we're afraid. We're afraid of what people might say. We're afraid of what people might think. We're afraid to step out of our comfort zone in a way that God has asked us to. Well, there's this story about fear holding back a group of people in the Bible. It's in the Old Testament, which is the part of the Bible after Jesus shows up on the scene. So here's the setting. God promised a guy named Abraham a section of land. He said, I'm gonna give you and the Israelites, which were his chosen people, this section of land, and you're gonna live there, and it's gonna be great. But there was one problem. There were already people that were living on that land. And life back then wasn't like it is now, where you could just kind of move wherever you wanted to, and people just kind of, get along. If a certain group of people held a certain territory, you literally had to go to war with them and overtake them to be able to live on that land. And so God promises this land, but there's already people living there. But he promised that he's gonna be with them, that he's gonna fight for them, and he's gonna give them this promised land. And so one day, a guy named Moses decided to send some spies out into this land to kind of scope it out, see what it's like, see what the people there are like, and to see how good they felt about trying to take over this land. So here's what the spies said when they came back. But the men who had gone up with him said, we can't attack those people. They are stronger than we are. And they spread among the Israelites a bad report about the land they had explored. They said, the land we explored devours those living in it. All the people we saw there are of great size. We saw the Nephilim there. The descendants of Anak come from the Nephilim. And what you need to know about that is just these were literal giants of people. They were huge, right? So they say this, we seemed like grasshoppers in our own eyes, and we looked the same to them. So they come back with this report. This is scary. I'm sure when they saw these giant people living in the land, their amygdalas lit up, right? And they're like, run! It's a lot scarier than Bubbles, all right? But then Caleb, one of the spies who went with, he has a different response. Look what he says. Then Caleb silenced the people before Moses, and he said, we should go up and take possession of the land, for we can certainly do it. Caleb had a totally different answer about what they should do. In the middle of all this fear, in the middle of being afraid, he says, we should do it. We can do it. His brain, his amygdala was probably saying, no way, they are huge, run or die. But then this courage kicks in, and he's like, let's go take the land. And what's so interesting about this story is that Caleb and these other spies, they all saw the same thing. And I'm sure they all experienced fear and terror at first, but their responses were totally different. One said, no way, we can't do it. The other said, we should go up and we should take this land. So why is one group saying we can do it and another group is saying we can't? One word, courage. Having courage doesn't mean that you aren't ever afraid. It means that even when you are afraid, you take action. So what we can learn from this is there are things that God might be asking you to do that might terrify you a little bit at first. Might make you really afraid. Again, what are people gonna think? What are they gonna say? What's it gonna be like if I do that or live that way? And that's okay. But it doesn't have to stop there. When you have courage, you can move past all of that fear and do what God is asking you to do. So I have an example of this from my life that I wanted to share with you guys tonight. And it might surprise you to hear this because I'm up here speaking every week, but I've actually struggled with stage fright quite a bit in my life. And even to this day, I actually struggle quite a bit with anxiety around speaking in front of people. And it kind of started back when I was younger. I did a lot of plays when I was younger. And I brought a picture of one just so you can see this, but that's me in the middle there. This is from The Wizard of Oz. I don't know how old I was there, but pretty young. And I used to do all these plays, and this one play came up in our town. It was Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat. And so I tried out for the play. I had a great audition, and I got a call back, which is where you go back and kind of re-audition because they're just trying to make final decisions on parts. So it's a good thing if you get a call back. But suddenly I was like way too afraid to go. This fear just came over me that I was gonna mess up. I was gonna do something that was gonna be embarrassing. And so I told my mom that I didn't even wanna go to the callback. And I gave up on doing plays. I didn't do a play after that. Because that fear, it beat me in that moment. And so fast forward to today. I speak to about 1,000 people across all of our campuses and online on a Wednesday night. So the question is, did that fear go away? Did I just maybe grow out of it? It's just not a big deal anymore? Well, no, truthfully, it didn't go away. And I'm working through that right now. I'm actually seeing a counselor. But I deal with anxiety that comes from getting in front of people and speaking. I deal with fear that, my messages aren't good enough. Or that somebody else could do this better, or that I'm gonna mess up and fail, and I don't know. Like, it's crazy stuff, I know that. And I'm working through it, but it didn't go away. But even though I face that every week, I still step out here and I do that. I do this, I speak. Because I believe that God's called me to do it. Thanks. Thank you guys. I really, really do appreciate it. I do get emotional talking about it. Thank you. But what gets me out here every week, you guys, is that I get to talk to you about Jesus. And I get to talk to you about how much he loves you and that he has a plan for your life. There's nothing in all the world that I'd rather talk about more than that. And what gets me out here is confidence in God and believing that he's gonna be with me, that he's gonna help me get through this, that I'm not gonna die up here like during one of my messages, okay? It hasn't happened yet anyway, all right? Being courageous doesn't mean that you aren't ever afraid. Being courageous means that even when you are afraid, you take action anyway. And this leads us to the second truth that can help us live a more courageous life. And it's this: courage doesn't come from confidence in yourself. Courage comes from confidence in God. So let's go back to Caleb and the spies for a second here. Again, they spread this report that, these big, terrifying people were living in the land and that they weren't gonna be able to take it over. They were afraid. It says that they wept, they cried because they wanted this so badly, but they were so afraid to go up and take this land. But again, Caleb and Joshua step up and they say this. They said to all the people of Israel, "The land we traveled through and explored is a wonderful land. And if the Lord is pleased with us, he will bring us safely into that land and give it to us. He, God, will do it. It is a rich land flowing with milk and honey. Do not rebel against the Lord. Don't be afraid of the people of the land. They are only helpless prey to us. They have no protection, but the Lord is with us. Don't be afraid of them." Notice where their confidence comes from. It's not in themselves. It's not in how great their army is, how good their war strategies are, how cunning they are. It's not in any of that. It's in God. Their confidence comes from how awesome and amazing God is. And the belief that he will keep his promises, that he will be with them, that he will fight for them. So last weekend, it wasn't last weekend, 2 weekends ago, I went hunting with my son Jones. There's a picture of us in the deer stand. He had books, we had snacks, we had a heater in there. This was like bougie hunting, okay? It was really nice. And our first time out in the deer stand, his first time out, we got a deer, which was really cool. Yeah, that was awesome. I was hanging out at White Bear last week and some guys wished me luck because I told them I was going hunting, so thank you guys. You're a big part of it, I'm sure, the fact that we got a deer. But the story I want to tell you is actually not about deer hunting. It's about what happened later that night. So we laid down to go to sleep, and we're in this room, sleeping in the same room, in the hunting lodge, you could call it. And Jones turns to me and he says, "Dad, I'm afraid." I said, "What's up, buddy?" He said, "Well, it's really dark in here." Normally, he sleeps with a nightlight. I don't. I like it pitch black when I sleep. I'm talking like underground cave level darkness. That's what I want when I sleep, all right? But my 7-year-old is used to sleeping with a nightlight, so he turns to me, he's like, "Dad, I'm afraid." And this is what I said to him. I said, "Jones, there is no reason for you to be scared because Dad is with you. And I won't let anything happen to you. You can close your eyes. You can go to sleep. You are safe. I promise." You know what he did? He rolled over, he closed his eyes, and he fell fast asleep. And the reason that he was able to sleep like that is because he had confidence in his dad. He had confidence that what I told him was true, that I would watch out for him, that I wouldn't let anything happen to him. I would keep that promise. And the same is true about God and us. Our courage doesn't come from how great we are, from our abilities. It comes from confidence in our mighty, powerful, and amazing God. So look, Ground Zero, if there's one thing that I want you to take away from this message tonight, it's simply the truth that God is with you, that he loves you. He cares about what happens to you. He wants you to be strong and courageous. And he's with you. When he calls you to do something that's outside of your comfort zone, that's a little bit scary, he'll give you the strength to do it. I know that middle school can be difficult, right? I mean, I went through middle school. I was a middle schooler just like you guys once. Sometimes it takes courage just to get out of bed, right? And face another day of middle school. It's crazy sometimes. But here's the deal. God wants you to be different. He wants you to live for him. God wants to do things in and through your life that are going to take courage. So I want to end with a question tonight. It's this. What is God asking you to do that you are afraid to do? Inviting someone to church takes courage. Reading your Bible at school takes courage. Praying for someone takes courage. Inviting someone in to your social circle, that takes courage. Opening up during small group time and actually talking about what's going on in your life instead of always just like goofing off, that takes a lot of courage. So what is God asking you to do that you are afraid to do? Be strong and courageous. Having courage doesn't mean that you're never afraid. It means taking action even when you are. And courage doesn't come from confidence in us. It comes from confidence in God. And I think that some of the best things that we can experience in life, some of the best things that God has for us, are right on the other side of one courageous moment. And I can say that from the bottom of my heart because some of my best moments in life have been right up here, talking to you guys. I love it. Even though it freaks me out, I love it. Let's pray. God, thank you for every single one of these students. And God, this week I'm just praying for courage for all of us. The courage to live for you in a world that doesn't always care about you or what you have to say. In a world that doesn't always trust that you are good, that doesn't always trust that your plans are good. I pray that you would give us courage to believe that it is true and to live in such a way that shows others that it is true. God, I pray that fear wouldn't hold us back from what you want us to do, whether that's simply just inviting somebody to church, telling somebody about Jesus, praying for somebody. God, would you give us courage in those moments to step up, to be used by you. God, I believe you want to use every single one of us to make a difference. So as we build our character, help us choose courage. I pray all of this in Jesus' name. Amen. Amen. Have a great week. I'll see you next Wednesday.